put together a show about pop music. It takes place in the real world. But yeah, let me emphasize, and it's going to be an essay show about pop music, and when I say that, I mean teen pop music, like top 40, mall bargain bin, like bubble gum in your Lisa Frank notebook pop music. Like, it's the real deal, and we adore it. Like, it fills our hearts and it lifts our souls, and we want to share that with all of you. But that can be a difficult thing to express in this cynical world we live in. So hi, my name is Rick, and I listen to everything but rap. When did people start saying that? Like you all heard this before. You've probably heard somebody say that. Maybe you said something similar. But like, when did that start? You know, we live in a music listening culture where genre boundaries are being blurred more than ever before. But people still feel the need to dedicate themselves along certain lines, and that's fine. You know, listen to the music that moves you. But when you identify yourself by what you don't listen to, everything but rap and country, you can miss out on some good stuff. It's a big problem, and one that we don't have the time to really tackle this evening. But we can make a dent. We can save one person and pull one hapless soul from the smoldering rubble that our culture war has created. Wait, Justin Bieber is a special kind of phenomenon that evokes a special kind of disdain from people. At first glance, you need to be really special to get something like this on the internet, I'll tell you that. At first glance, it might seem like Justin Bieber is just another packaged good fresh off some imaginary teen pop assembly line. But in truth, he shoulders the weight of a long legacy of pop culture scapegoats. To understand this, we need to understand the pop culture punching bags that came before him. And again, we don't have a lot of time tonight, so I'll keep this quick for you. A brief history of pop cynicism. It started in the 40s with parents. They were not okay with this double jack, but then this white guy made the first big pop music smash, Rock Around the Clock, and then came Elvis and the Beatles, and everything was okay for a while except for the drugs. But only parents cared about that until the 70s because of disco, which sucked, according to rock and rollers like this guy, who were not cool with the idea of gays and blacks making music for the purpose of public sex. And this rivalry continued into the 80s, when MTV made everything kind of embarrassing for everybody. But everyone loved it. So it steamrolled into the 90s and turned teen pop into this, like, unstoppable, earth-crushing, three-headed monster. Thanks to advances in technology, computer graphics, pop antagonists could fight back like never before. I can't read it either, it's okay. And then, after 9/11, no one wanted to listen to boy bands anymore, so Disney cornered the market on teen pop for a few years, and there were still haters. But the lines of demarcation were set. You know, things were kind of peaceful for a while, until Justin Bieber. All I'm saying is it's been going on for a long time. There's always a new, adorable thing to blame for your favorite old bands falling into obscurity. So you end up with people using YouTube views as this weird metric for success. So you come up with people comparing Justin Bieber to artists like Queen or the Beatles or Tupac, or you might have seen this one recently, Frank Sinatra. But what happened? How did we get from Frank Sinatra to, look at, it was like 3 words, Justin Bieber, idiot, write a better song. Facebook needs to find out. You know, Justin gets it particularly hard because he's the ultimate culmination of everything that makes teen pop both mega successful, but also hated. He does this all at the same time. He's incredibly successful. His hair is too long. He loves purple. He's from YouTube, but not really. Like, everything he touches is retweeted by your kid's sister. He's just a walking threat to insecure masculine types across the nation. And that's why you end up with shit like this on Facebook. Maybe our resident crooner expert, Conor Sullivan, here.
Sure. Hi, my name's Conor, and I'm a huge Frank Sinatra fan. Most guys from my part of Boston are. Now, the reason I love Frank Sinatra is I love, you know, old-time songwriting, big band production, Nelson Riddle producing, big band stuff. Most guys like Frank Sinatra because he swings, he ring-a-dings, he dings, he drinks, he bags a lot of broads. Now, because Frank Sinatra is what you would call an alpha male. Look at him, ladies. He's coming to get you. That's very incriminating. Compare that to Mr. Justin Bieber over here. Look at this guy. Well-coiffed hair, slender frame, feminine fashion choices. Certainly not the fella that a guy, a thick-necker from Boston like myself, would look to for an alpha male role model. Well, folks, recently I read a biography called Frank the Early Years, and I uncovered a past we've all secretly rewritten. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you young Frank Sinatra, the Justin Bieber of 1942. Well-coiffed hair, slender frame. I don't know if you can tell, that's a purple unspooled bow tie. Ladies and gentlemen, in 1942, Frank Sinatra was about as manly as a quartet of whipping poops gallivanting around a maypole. Now, let me just... Whipping poops? They're a Yale a cappella group. Look into that. What I'm trying to say here, gang, is that music hasn't changed in over 70 years. Frank Sinatra began his life as a naive waif of a human that existed solely for Bobby Soxers to swoon over, and then he gradually grew up to become the foremost coxman of the 50s and 60s. Now, if us thick-neckers from Boston fear Justin Bieber because he is a threat to our masculinity, what happens when he becomes the apex of it in a few years? I mean, look at him in 2012. He's already getting there, gang. He's a little more chiseled. His hair's got that kind of this thing that I'm fucking trying to do. I put his image through a computer. Here's a computer-generated image of Justin Bieber circa 2020. All right, now getting back to the meme. Let's get back to the meme here. Now look, yeah, music's gotten a lot worse in certain aspects, but it's also gotten a lot better. Now, myself, I don't really care for Justin Bieber's music, but to rag on the songwriting, pop songs have always been written by the same group of humans, bald, fat Jewish guys. And they're still writing this music today. Now, with lyrics, if we're going to focus on future versus past, let's look at how far we've come. Here's a clip from a 2011 Mountain Goats song called High Hawk Season. We're not going to hear it, are we? Oh. I'm going to miss this whole bit, aren't I?
Can we go back to future Justin Bieber?
You're going to go back to future? I'm going to miss this whole bit, aren't I? It's a little interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, we don't know what it's about, but it's mysterious. It gets us talking. Now let's look back to 1953. Roy Orbison's snap hit, Ooby Dooby. Hey, baby, jump over here when you do the Ooby Dooby. I gotta be here, Ooby Dooby, Ooby Dooby, Ooby Dooby, Ooby Dooby. All right, I know we're thinking, guys. What happened? What happened to music? We reached the acme of songwriting with Ooby fucking Dooby. Now listen, gang. I refer to you all as a gang. I don't listen to Justin Bieber. I prefer Lit circa Place in the Sun, 1999. But I know someone that does, Mr. Sean Rose. Sean, if you'd like to...
I won't waste your fucking time for too long. Could we play my favorite Justin Bieber song, You Smile, Jason? Thank you very much. Oh, listen to that. Listen to this. Oh, listen to his voice. Listen to the voice. Ah, yeah. Oh, that young voice. What a charming young man. I love it. I really love this song. I love You Smile. It's an old-fashioned, very sincere kind of like piano ballad. It sounds like it was plucked straight from a 16-year-old boy's heart. Right down to like the text message title, like it's adorable. It's like an audible peck on the cheek for his millions of fans, which I think explains why it's so popular. Like he actually explained in interviews that he wrote it for his fans, and the lyrics make it very plain. Because if you listen, he's saying, when you smile, he smiles. You, all of you, everyone who's hearing the song, when you smile, Justin smiles at the same time. Let me fucking tell you something right now, people. If I was an 11-year-old Justin Bieber fan and I heard this song and I really listened to the lyrics, I would fucking smile every fucking day of my life. If I knew that Justin was smiling at the same time as me, do you know how special I would feel? Holy shit, man. I mean, okay, obviously there's some manipulation going on with the teenage audience, obviously. This song has invited a lot of mockery. I mean, it's some guy slowed it down 100% on the internet and shit. Stupid internet joke. And everyone's like, finally, someone found a way to make Justin Bieber good. But I don't think this song really deserves it. I don't know how anyone could get genuinely angry after hearing this nice song. Unless you had actual garbage inside of your heart. Physical garbage in your heart. It's such a sweet song. I don't doubt its honesty for a second. There's a line in the bridge where Bieber actually says, this is as unconditional as it will ever get. And I don't think he's fucking with me because he was 16 years old. How sincere can you be at age 16? I mean, people say, music, what happened? I think music's doing fine with this song. I think this is a good example why we've come a long way from the David Cassidys and the Donny Osmonds of the past. So now our cute teen idols can have a lovingly polished ballad produced by the guy who produced the score by the Fugees. The same guy. This is quality work. Somebody gave a shit when they wrote this song. Like a real shit. And I think one of those people was Justin Bieber himself. So I'll say this last one thing. No matter what anybody might think about Justin Bieber tonight in this room, no matter what, you can count on one thing. When you smile, he smiles. When you smile, Justin Bieber smiles. So I am going to smile for Justin.